I learned to play the guitar by ear. Later, I started making songs without needing to know how to write notes down on a piece of paper. And from early on, after some people heard my songs, they would ask me or tell me the equivalent of, "But of course, you know how to write music, don't you?" That way of thinking has been something I've looked at for many years and smiled at, because I think it misses one of the central points about being creative. You know, the Beatles had a song that had a line that said, "There is nothing you can do that can't be done." It goes on to say it's easy. Well, I haven't found it easy, but I absolutely agree with the first part of that statement. There's nothing you can do that can't be done, which might be actually from the Indo-wisdom tradition. My point is that, for instance, if you know how to make songs, it means you have found a way of getting there. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. You're doing it. So what is this talk about knowing to write notes down on a page? And yet it seems that a lot of people are mired in that kind of thinking. In other words, the thinking that you have to go to school to learn to be creative. My own experience has been, and I'm not saying that useful things cannot be learned or technical things cannot be learned in schools that in some way relate to creativity, like in terms of writing, knowing grammar and how to express yourself. Having said that, if it were up to me, there would be no creative writing classes, because I believe that we each have creative potential in us, and if we are open to that and we tap into that, then we will find ways of expressing ourselves. We are innately creative. So I don't think you, for instance, can go to school and have creativity conferred upon you like a knighthood and now pronounce you creative. It's up to yourself. You have to be self-motivated and have belief in that creative power that we each carry in us. I make songs and poems and prose pieces and pictures, paintings and digital pictures. And for none of those things I've ever found it necessary to go to school to learn about how to do that. Again, because I have this faith in the creative potential that all people have in some way, and that I have inside of myself. One of the things I've done in my time is to give workshops encouraging people to create, while early on in them making the point that creativity cannot be conferred upon you because you already have that potential in you. In the workshops, it's a lot about people removing the blocks that they themselves carry against being creative. There are a lot of different blocks, but once you put them aside, and turn towards creating, it's amazing what you can do. Some of those blocks are, fear of being ridiculed and sort of the who me question, who me create? No, that's for well-known artists to do that. when people have that response, it means that they have not twigged that they too have the creative potential in them. So one of the objectives of the workshop is to emphasize to people that they do have that creative potential in them. But you have to make an effort, you have to be open, you have to want to create. I mean, there are many beautiful things a person can do in his or her life. Exercising your creative potential is not the only thing that you can do. But if you've had longings over many years to create, the point that I want to make is that that is available for you. You have just got to open yourself to the possibility that you're potentially creative, and then get with it and start in, as I say. That starting in seems to be elusive for many people, but I found that once you start in, it's amazing what can come to you after that start. Anyway, there's a time limit on videos that you can upload to YouTube, so I want to stay within that time limit. But I just want to encourage people to unleash their creative potential and to underline once again that they have it inside of them to create. One of the blocks to people creating is the busy lives that people live, moving from one appointment or task to the other, living in what I would call quick time. If you want to create, one thing you have to know is that you have to make some slow time in your life if you're ever going to create. Although you have the potential in you to create, you have to make some slow time in your life, because creativity is like a wild bird, and you have to respect it and create pockets of time in your life that allow the possibility of the wild bird coming your way. You have to respect it too. There's no guarantee that it will come on a given day or night when you sit down and wish it to come. It's not there at your beck and call, so you have to respect it. But open up spaces in your life for it to come in, and chances are, at least some of the time, the wild bird of creativity will come your way.